Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Bringing you guys a video, basically what I'd like to see fixed in Black Ops 3 before the full game comes out. Just played the beta 2 weeks ago on the PS4, thought it was, honestly, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a great game. Really a lot of fun. Just a couple things that I would like to see tweaked. And the way I'm going to do this video, basically, it's going to be split up into 3 parts, and that's regarding the perks, the kill streaks, and the specialists. But before I get into that, I just want to say this isn't a rant video or a complaint video. I'm a huge fan of the beta. I want the, like you guys, I just want the best game possible. And if by some chance Treyarch sees this video and takes it into consideration as part of their feedback that they're getting from everybody, hey, more power to the player. So anyway, guys, the first thing I wanted to say as far as what needs to be fixed in this game is the flinch. And the flinch, I mean, I'm just gonna say it real quick. It's really bad. The view kick, whatever. They need to incorporate toughness into the game. They need to make it like it was in Black Ops 2 when you had toughness equipped. Or what they could do is just, remove flinch completely. Advanced Warfare kind of did something similar where toughness was in the game, but you didn't really feel the need to, run the perk. Something like that would be great. Just reduce the flinch and we'll be happy. The spawns need a little bit of tweaking, to be honest. They were really easy for me to manipulate after a couple hours when I got used to the map. I was very easily able to predict where they were spawning in a bad way, to the sense where I was actually able to spawn trap at points, and I feel like other people were able to use that against me and spawn trap me. An easy way to fix this, I think, would be to add more areas in the map where people spawn. Don't always make it so that they're going to spawn in this room, and if they're not spawning in this room, they're going to spawn over here to the left. Make it a little harder for the enemy to predict. That's all I'm saying. Another thing too is I feel like in Domination, when the round would end, there's no real warning. It's kind of abrupt, at least for round 1 to end. The round ends for when the first team hits 100. I think it'd be really cool, if one of the teams got into the 90s, if the scoreboard started flashing red. If the number at the bottom right, say the other team just hit 92. Start flashing that 92 in red. So, everyone in the match sees that it's flashing red, hey, this round is coming to a close real soon. Or start, making the beeper countdown. Like in the other Call of Duties that had a time limit, the countdown would start sounding when it got into the last 10 seconds. I would like some kind of indication that the round's about to end. That's just me personally. It's a little thing that I think might help the game a little bit. If they didn't add it in, whatever. My noob ass just needs to pay more attention, I guess. Whatever. Maybe that's just me. Okay. Now to get into the perks of the game. Honestly, in my opinion, I was very happy with the way the perks were set up. I thought they were all pretty well balanced for the most part. I thought their placement in the tier perks were for the most part okay. In my opinion, when the full game drops, I would like to see Ghost or Counter UAV unlocked in the beginning, because the one flaw that I noticed in the beta is that the people who actually played longer and hit the higher level were able to access a counter to UAV, and that was either by getting the Ghost perk or the Counter UAV. So I'd like to see Ghost be unlocked towards the beginning of the real game. The blue perks were all fine, all great, very strong. Overclock is an excellent addition to the franchise. Makes your specialist ability recharge faster. Sixth Sense is also a great perk that I do not think is OP, even though a lot of people are crying OP about it, because it's basically the one that flashes what quadrant of the radar they are next to you. So your radar will flash. I used this in the beginning until I got Flag Jacket, then I dropped it and I was rocking Flag Jacket in Overclock. The green perks, I think, are okay for the most part. Hardwired seemed a little strong in the beginning because it kind of was better than everything in my opinion. It's the perk that counters Sixth Sense, which is the radar perk I just mentioned. It also blocks, it makes you immune to counter UAV, EMP grenades, the actual EMP kill streak, which I believe is called the Power Core. It's pretty dominant. So is Fast Hands, which is also a green perk, which lets you aim faster after sprinting, aka Dexterity from Black Ops 2. Those two are fine. I mean, normally I'd have a problem with them being so strong, but you also have Scavenger in that section. The real problem I see with the perks is in the tier 3, and that's because Tactical Mass, in my opinion, kind of outshines everything by a mile. You have Dead Silence and Awareness in this section. In my opinion, nobody sound whores in a Treyarch game because that's more of an Infinity Ward thing. It's really hard to hear footsteps and stuff. Engineer is kind of cool, I guess, but it's more situational. I mean, the only real benefit is you get to reroll your care packages, and I don't think care packages are going to be that popular in this game because they take like a year and a half to get delivered into the map. Gung Ho's okay. It's also an orange perk. Honestly, I feel like they need to drop some green perks into the orange section. Maybe make Hardwired an orange perk or something else. Basically, you need to give Tactical Mass some competition. Also, Anti-Up is really shitty. It only gives you 70 points towards your kill streak. I want to see Hardline from Black Ops 2 come back where you get 20% off your kill streaks. So instead of just getting an assist towards my kill streak, I can get like 2 or 3 kills shaved off my kill streak if I'm using a high kill streak reward, like the Swarm in Black Ops 2, or in this game would be the Mothership. That's all I have to really say about the perks. The kill streaks were cool. I thought they were pretty cool. A little underpowered in my opinion. I kind of like kill streaks that devastate the entire team if I earn them. Everything that's AI controlled needs a buff, in my opinion. The wraps, the metal ball ship, where the metal balls go all over the map, that needs a buff. The Cerberus seemed really weak, kind of like a drunk version of the AGR. That could use a little better intelligence there. The combat robot is pathetic. Sorry, not the combat robot. The GI unit is pathetic. It's basically a robot, you call it in, all it did is dance in my spawn. I don't know if you guys had the same experience, but that was my experience. I earned it like 2 or 3 times, and I said, screw this, I'm taking this shit off. Mothership, I didn't get a chance to use it. I don't like how your teammates, your Timmy No Thumb teammates going 3 for 27 on your team can jump in and start getting kills. That's a load of horse shit, in my opinion. Stop, Vondahar, stop catering to people who don't know how to play the game. I got Call of Duty in 2007, and I learned how to play this game from getting beaten by people who are better than me at the game. It's like anything else in life. You learn how to get better at something by playing against, or sports or whatever. You learn by practicing, number one, and playing against people who are better than you. Stop giving people free handouts. You're already giving people free specialist abilities, you know, that are awesome and amazing, and I'll get to those in a second. Stop giving people, you know, free kills in my kill streak and Mothership. Yeah, basically the only kill streak that I thought really stood out to me was the Wraith. The Hater is great. The Hater is glorious as ever. The Wraith was awesome. Everything else I think could use a buff. The Lightning Strike and the Rolling Thunder are pathetic. If they're going to buff any kill streaks, I really hope they buff those because those were a freaking joke in the beta. Those really need a buff. But other than that, kill streaks have potential. They're cool. They're different. You know, they're awesome. They also have the talent in there. That was fun to use. Now, about the specialist abilities. There's 2 ways to go about balancing them. I honestly think they're, for the most part, they're okay. I never had a problem with any of them. I honestly thought Rejack was fine as well, but, you know, I already made a video talking about my feelings on that. Instead of nerfing the ones that feel a little strong, I feel like they should instead buff the ones that feel a little weak. And the ones that, you know, feel a little weak to me, Combat Focus, the one that I'm using in this video, great ability. Takes 20 years to recharge. I don't know if you guys are using Combat Focus. I didn't see it being used that much because everybody's going for the Annihilator pistol when they use the Seraph and not really Combat Focus. Combat Focus took forever to recharge. Even when using the Overclock perk, that thing needs a cooldown reduction. I'm sorry. The Spectre class, the guy who has the knives and the cloaking, he needs to be able to cloak for longer. I'm sorry. Normally I wouldn't condone cloaking or making cloaking more efficient, but given the other specialist abilities in the context of this game, because you have to compare stuff in the context, make the cloaking last longer, make the kinetic armor better. They buffed it so that it lasts a few more seconds. Make it better. Basically, make all the kill streak, the specialists that were less popular, buff them. Make everything, you know, viable, usable. The weapons I thought were overall pretty good in this game. Everything looked, sounded, and felt pretty legit, in my opinion. There are a couple that were a little disappointing, though. And once again, I want them to take the same route. I don't want them to nerf anything. I want them to instead make guns that are weak better. The Razorback needed a nerf. That thing had the, basically it had a 4-shot kill range. If you guys played on the Hunted map, the one with the waterfall, the bridge on Hunted, that was its 4-shot kill range, plus another half of that bridge. And the last patch they released basically nerfed it so its 4-shot kill range is only the length of that bridge. Still really good for a submachine gun. The HVK assault rifle, it's kind of like the M4 of the game, the low damage, high rate of fire. That gun needs a buff. That thing was a hit marker machine. The LMG felt a little off when I was using it. The shotgun got a buff, so hopefully that's better. The submachine guns really kind of subpar in my opinion. Minus the Kuda, which was probably my favorite gun to use in the beta besides this gun that I'm using in this video, the Man-O-War. The Vesper, the high rate of fire one, needs a buff. The VMP, which is supposedly the high damage one, that needs a buff too. The Weevil needs a buff. Half the submachine guns in the game, they need a great increase in damage and range because right now they're not that viable and I didn't see that many people using too many of them. They need to really take the route of buffing stuff that's not as popular instead of nerfing stuff that is, because when you start nerfing stuff, you make it so that it's not as viable, and it just hurts the game as a whole. Anyways, guys, that's basically the video. I can't really think of anything else that I had a problem with this game, and I enjoyed every minute I played of the beta. Even when I was getting wrecked, I still thought it was a lot of fun. The color scheme is amazing in this game. It's bright, it's colorful, it's punchy. The maps flow very well, in my opinion. They're a little small. Hopefully there's some more medium-sized maps. Everything played really well. The guns feel good. The sound effects are great. Specialist characters add a lot of variety. Instead of just having 2 factions like we did in the last 2 Call of Duties, we now have 9 different characters. They're going to reveal the last specialist pretty soon. It's like a flamethrower guy. Honestly, we have a great duty on our hands, and I think if they tweak a bunch of the things I addressed in this video, we'll have an even better Call of Duty on our hands. Anyway, guys, I know it's a really long video. Those of you who stuck around to the end, thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed, thumb up the video. Helps my little, baby toddler channel grow. And let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with some of the stuff I want fixed? Do you think it's fine? As always, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Buck out.